In a quiet room at Berkshire Hathaway's annual shareholder meeting, 95-year-old Warren Buffett leaned toward the microphone and said something that should make every investor, Indian, American, anywhere on earth, sit up and pay attention. We've never had people in a more gambling mood than now. Not cautious. Not speculative. Gambling. This is the same man who turned a struggling textile company into one of the most valuable businesses on the planet. The same man sitting on nearly $400 billion in cash, the largest war chest in Berkshire's history, refusing to spend it, because he doesn't like what he sees. So what exactly is he seeing? And more importantly, if you're a retail investor in India, watching the Nifty and Sensex hit fresh highs, checking your SIP returns, wondering if you're missing out, what should you do with this warning? Stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Buffett means by gambling mood, why it matters even if you've never touched an options contract in your life, and how to protect your own portfolio from the very behavior he's describing. Let's go straight to the source. Speaking with CNBC at Berkshire's annual meeting, Buffett described modern financial markets using one of his favorite metaphors: a church with a casino attached. The church, he says, is where serious, long-term investing happens. People study businesses, buy ownership in companies they understand, and hold for years or decades. That's the part of the market Buffett has lived in for 60 years. The casino is the other room. It's where people aren't investing in businesses at all. They're betting on price movements, on short-term swings, on outcomes they can't actually control or even explain. And according to Buffett, that casino room has never been more crowded. He pointed specifically to the explosion of one-day options contracts, trades that expire within 24 hours. His verdict was blunt: that's not investing. It's not even speculating. It's gambling, plain and simple. He said nobody can really explain why they're buying an option that expires tomorrow, because there's no business reasoning behind it, just a bet on which direction a number moves. He also pointed to the explosive growth of prediction markets, platforms where people bet on real-world events, from elections to economic data releases. He noted there's even been a case where a U.S. Army soldier allegedly used advanced knowledge of a military operation to make a large profit on one of these prediction platforms, a matter serious enough that it's now a federal insider trading case. When Buffett looks at all of this, the options volume, the prediction markets, the sheer quantity of speculative activity, his conclusion is simple: people aren't investing anymore. They're playing a casino game with their savings. Here's the part of Buffett's comment that doesn't get repeated enough, because it's the part that actually matters for your portfolio. He didn't say investing is dead. He didn't say the market is going to crash tomorrow. What he said was more precise, and frankly, more useful. He said, this gambling mood doesn't mean investing is terrible. It means that prices for an awful lot of things will end up looking silly, in hindsight. Think about what that really implies. When enough people are betting on momentum instead of value, prices stop reflecting what a business is actually worth. They start reflecting emotion, greed, fear of missing out, herd behavior. And eventually, when sentiment shifts, those same prices that looked normal in the moment will look obviously irrational looking backward. This is exactly the dynamic that played out before the dot-com crash in 2000, and Buffett has drawn that comparison directly. By several measures, including the market cap to GDP ratio that investors now call the Buffett Indicator, current valuations have pushed past even the dot-com peak. When that indicator crosses roughly 200%, Buffett's own historical commentary has described investors as playing with fire. We may be there, or close to it, right now. So Buffett isn't predicting doom. He's making an observation: speculative excess inflates prices beyond what fundamentals justify, and that gap always closes eventually. The only question is when, and who's left holding the bag. This is where Buffett's words connect directly to his actions, and that's always where you should pay the most attention with this man. Berkshire Hathaway ended the first quarter of 2026 with close to $400 billion in cash and treasury bills. That is not a typo. That's a record-breaking pile of dry powder, sitting completely uninvested, at a time when markets are near all-time highs. Why would the most successful investor in modern history refuse to put that money to work? Because, in his own words from this same interview, of the 60 years he's been investing, only about 5 of them were what he calls really juicy, meaning genuinely full of attractive bargains. The other 55 years? Mostly periods where good value was hard to find, and the disciplined move was to simply wait. He's been doing that for years now. Berkshire has made smaller acquisitions here and there, but the big, transformative deals have been almost entirely absent, not because Buffett has lost his touch, but because he refuses to overpay just to stay active. This is one of the most underrated lessons in all of investing. Doing nothing is a decision. Holding cash isn't laziness. When valuations are stretched, it's discipline. Buffett would rather earn a modest return on treasury bills than buy mediocre value at an inflated price. And he's been crystal clear about when that cash will get deployed. He's said the best opportunities show up when nobody will even answer their phones, because the market is collapsing and everyone is too scared to talk about stocks. That's the moment fear turns into opportunity for someone who's prepared. Now let's bring this home, literally, for Indian retail investors. You don't need a Robinhood account or an options trading platform to fall into the exact trap Buffett is describing. The casino mindset has very visible Indian equivalents, and you've probably seen them yourself. The explosion of retail futures and options trading on NSE, where SEBI itself has published data showing the overwhelming majority of individual F&O traders lose money year after year. That is, almost by definition, gambling dressed up as trading. The Telegram and YouTube, guaranteed returns, tip channels promising you'll double your money in a month. The intraday trading apps gamifying buy and sell decisions with bright colors and push notifications designed to keep you trading, not investing. Even within the mutual fund and SIP world, the rush into small cap and sectoral funds purely because they're hot right now, without anyone asking whether the underlying companies are actually worth those prices. This is Buffett's casino, just wearing a different outfit and speaking Hindi and English instead of American slang. So here's the practical takeaway for you, the Indian retail investor. 1. If you're running a SIP into diversified equity or index funds tracking the Nifty 50 or Sensex, Buffett's warning doesn't mean stop your SIP. It means stay disciplined, keep your time horizon long, and don't let FOMO push you into chasing whatever sector is trending on social media this month. 2. If you're trading F&O, especially short-duration options, ask yourself Buffett's exact question: can you actually explain the business reason for this trade? If the honest answer is, I think the price will move in some direction in the next few hours, that's not analysis. That's the casino. 3. Keep some dry powder of your own. You don't need $400 billion like Berkshire, but having cash or liquid funds ready for when quality stocks go on sale during a correction is a very Buffett habit any Indian investor can copy at any portfolio size. 4. When valuations look stretched across Nifty and Sensex, as many analysts have flagged in 2026, that's exactly the environment where Buffett says prices will eventually look silly. Resist the urge to chase. Patience has always been the actual edge, not timing, not tips, not leverage. Interestingly, Buffett's warning didn't arrive in isolation. Around the same week, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent made remarkably similar comments, criticizing the get-rich-quick mindset spreading among young people, specifically calling out a culture where people would rather gamble on lottery-style bets than build steady income and savings. When a legendary 95-year-old investor and a sitting Treasury Secretary are independently sounding the same alarm in the same week, it's worth taking seriously. This isn't one old-school investor being out of touch with new markets. This is a recognized pattern, a behavioral shift in how an entire generation is engaging with money. And that pattern isn't limited to America. The same gamified, dopamine-driven trading behavior is visible in Indian F&O volumes, in the global boom of prediction markets, and in the broader retail trading explosion across nearly every developing market. The core lesson transcends geography. When speculation becomes entertainment, and investing starts to feel like a video game, that's usually a sign that price and value have drifted far apart, and that the people most likely to get hurt are the ones who showed up latest to the party. So let's bring it all together. Buffett isn't telling you the sky is falling. He's not predicting a crash on a specific date. He never does that, and you should be suspicious of anyone who claims they can. What he is telling you is this: the mood of the market has shifted from investing to gambling, on a scale he's never witnessed in 60 years. And when that mood is this extreme, prices stop being reliable signals of value. For you, as a retail investor, whether you're in Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, or anywhere else, the action items are simple, even if they're not easy. Stay invested through your SIPs, but stay rational about where that money goes. Avoid leverage and short-term derivatives unless you genuinely understand the business case, not just the price chart. Build a cash reserve so you have ammunition when the inevitable correction creates real bargains. And remember Buffett's most famous rule: be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Right now, by his own account, a lot of people are greedy. The casino is full. The question is whether you're in the casino with them, or quietly building the discipline to walk in when everyone else is walking out. That's Warren Buffett's scariest warning in years, not a prediction of collapse, but a diagnosis of mindset. And as always with Buffett, the lesson isn't about timing the market. It's about timing your temperament. If this video helped you think differently about the markets you're investing in, hit that like button, subscribe to Master Investor Mindsetter for more value investing breakdowns through the lens of Buffett and Munger, and drop a comment. Are you seeing this gambling mood in Indian markets too? I'll see you in the next one.